I don't know what I'm doing. Hello? Hello, hello. How is everybody? Just starting stream. Currently, what we're going to be doing is switch swapping. And the reason for that is actually because I have the need to photograph the switches that are on this keyboard. And the keyboard being the Iron 165. Boom! With the Bad Seed Tactiles. The Bad Seed Tactiles are this really dark blue switch, which we will see in a bit. But that's why I want to take a photo of them. Because previously when I took a photo of them, I had some really good photo ideas, or I at least liked the photo idea. However, I had the problem of having mismatched lighting and mismatched theme, so to speak. Which is why I have to correct it next week. But that doesn't mean we're not going to do a keyboard stream. And also, I will admit, I am slowly running out of keyboard parts to do so. In other words, at the very least, we can do more keyboard stuff. And hopefully, I sound good. I'm going to check this. Okay. There is a little bit of noise. You can hear a little bit of noise coming through. I don't even know what the noise is, but it's just there in the background. But every time I lower my volume, the sound starts disappearing, but I also start disappearing, which makes it worse. In other words, I'd rather have this, and then the background music is mostly there to hide a lot of the sound that's coming in. Okay, let me start up monkey type as well. I just realized. Monkey. Where are you, monkeys? Minimize that one. Okay. Monkey type. You always know. I just need that over there. Boom. Monkey. Ooh, I like that. Alright. Actually, well, that is happening. Let me pull this up. Pull you up. There we go. Or live. Oh, why? I swap this easily, but I cannot swap it easily. Boom! I have this, I have that, I have that through. We have this here, and then. Okay. Oh, oh my god. Alright. Let's see here. At 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Got everything down. I need these. 1. And I need this. 2. So I have 2 items. Now, I think what I'm gonna go with is the switch. Alright. The switches I want to go with are either the Glorious Pandas or it's going to be the Zeal stuff. I think it's called Zelios. I don't know if these are Xylants. Let me actually double check here. I hate that I have to remove my earphones every time. This is why I think wireless things exist. Are these Xylants? They're Xylants. I do not want silence in the board. I want tactiles. And I realize I do not have non-silent. I have other stuff, but I don't have non-silent. Okay, well, I have Cherry MX Browns. We could do Cherry MX Browns too. Those are a trip. But looks like the only tactiles I have, which means I have to increase my tactile repertoire, is to get these Glorious Pandas into the rest of the keyboard. We might need to do the rest of need to do the rest of the keyboard next time, but I need to lower myself a little bit. I'm gonna lower myself a little bit. And also, I don't like that there's a gap between these two. Should I have a gap between these two? I could. Transform, edit, oh, it's Control E. Problem. yeah, let's uncrop the left side back to 0. Crop the right side to 0. Close this all the way there. Boom! That's better. And then we can add a little bit. Boom. There you go. Now it's a lot more cohesive. We sound a lot more cohesive. Look at that. Professional stream, guys. Really professional. Alright. Alright. Anyways, let's start with the Iron 165. I think this camera is a little too far forward because, as you can see, it looks a little awkward here. But I think that's fine for now. Would move it lower because we are right there. I can move it about half an inch forward. Let's move the camera half an inch forward, actually. Whoop. Boom. Oh. Oh. Now it's straight-ish. There we go. Half an inch forward. I can bring the keyboard a little closer to me. We have this nice white section here. Let me finish my coffee. But how is everyone again? Doing alright? I have had a horrible day yesterday, but effectively, I had foot pain the most, or if not the entire day yesterday. And honestly, I felt like a celebrity. Literally, I found out that my foot pain, if I move a certain direction, it wouldn't hurt as much. And I found out by doing this. I just stood there with my foot pain and went, okay, my left foot is completely screwed up. If I was to move it sideways, would it hurt? The answer is yes, it hurt a lot. If I move it forward, would it hurt? And the answer also is yes, it would hurt a lot. But if I move it backward, it still hurt, but not as much. In other words, I was walking backwards for about a couple hours as I try to figure things out. And I felt like Michael Jackson. I was literally moving backwards and going, oh, ow, ah. Just going, ah, my foot, it hurts. Yeah, so even right now, I actually do have an ice pack on my foot. In other words, my foot is effectively raw. It is not as bad as it was yesterday, but it is not too bad. Anyways, let's get this on the road. We should actually first start by, what's it called? Doing a test. All right, we're gonna pause this real quick. All right, we are gonna take you. If you are, oh no, actually not you. You can go over there. You have to go over here. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. There's something weird. I don't understand what's going on, but it looks like there's something going on. Weird. I don't know what's going on, but it's fine. It is fine for now. We are all fine. All right. This is the Iron 165. This is the Iron 1. Did I hear? The thing that pisses me off about these sound tests sometimes is that I straight up, no joke, it's terribly, terribly hard because there are cars going through this road. It is literally past 6 p.m. and people still go. I'm like, you can even hear motorists rev it in that section of the street, which is the back streets. I understand if it came from the other side, but no. But anyways, let's actually get the show on the road. All right, Iron 165 with the Bad Seed Tactiles and TX Stabs with Infinity Cabernet on the board. All right. These are pre-lubed and they are not anything specific. All right, go. Boom! 79 words per minute instead. Let's go! Okay. A bunch of mistakes. I was going 88 raw. Alright, over to 75. Let's go. Okay. Watch replay. Alright. Let's start this here. Okay, the quote is from Don Quixote. I've never read it. Apparently it's a decent book and has been taught in a lot of schools. Not my thing. But it states... Okay, there we go. It states, "For neither good nor evil can last forever, and so it follows that as evil has lasted a long time, good must now be close at hand." Okay, that sounds fine. For neither good nor evil can last forever, and so it follows that as evil has lasted a long time, good must now be close at hand. That just goes by the tides. A lot of the times, good and evil is interchangeable with each other. Not a lot of times where you can say... No, I mean... That... how do I put this? I remember a song. It's called Villain from Stella Jang, and I've watched and also heard the English version or English cover made by Anapansu, upcoming on my review. But Anapansu or Stella Jang had the chorus, or I think it's the chorus, or is it the, I forget what it's called. I really should go into music theory, but the chorus goes, "We all pretend we are heroes on the good side, but what if we're just villains on the other?" Yes, that is normally the case. Whoever wins the quote-unquote war writes history. In other words, if quote-unquote evil has lasted a good time, in other words, an uprising is going to follow, and someone is going to fall, and someone is going to be labeled the good guy. And that is whoever wins, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, mindless matter? Okay. But you can't expect everyone to just keep taking, you know, complete BS. Right now, there is a trend going where a lot of the AAA or the higher hierarchies that is happening right now, such as AAA gaming, the food industry, the coffee industry, basically, and pharma as well. All of those industry, everyone is tired of taking all of the effective lies or the marketing that has been exaggerated that you absolutely need this, that this is a thing that is required. Currently, even in AAA gaming, and right now, one of the games I do like playing is Apex. Apex is one of the types of games that has a lot of movement. It has great movement. There is a lot of abilities that allow you to move, make people move as well. In other words, they're forced to leave their areas. Mad Maggie's drill, the blast from, what's it called? Fuse. There is also other abilities such as Lifeline, who forces you to move in really quickly because it can keep reviving teammates again and again and again and again and heal them simultaneously, which means they aren't going to be down for too long, which forces you to move. In other words, there's multiple ways to go for an engagement, and you keep moving from one place to another, and that's in AAA. AAA right now has come to a point where a lot of people are not taking the horrible stuff that comes with it, such as Sony removing access for people who are playing a game that has already launched. Mind you, this game has already launched, and if you can't make a Sony account, they stop you from playing the game. That is a horrible, horrible thing to do. Not only that, now there are people who are going, oh, it's a AAA game, it should be good. They go in and it's something that's half-baked, which means the AAA industry can't keep doing stuff like that and expecting high returns because people are getting tired of it. Now, I'm finding that slowly but surely we're going back to the quote-unquote good side, as you can see from the quote here, where... zoom in a little. Oh, that's a little better for you guys, isn't it? There we go. That's better for you guys. They're going in and finding that, yes, it would have been better if we have a good game concept, and execute it properly. The idea itself and the hype around it isn't good enough anymore. Same with pharma. Ever since you know, the lockdown of years ago. I don't know if that's still a word that we're not supposed to say, but you know, from the lockdown from years ago, now they're trying to say no, it's still there, we're still here, you need more of these vaccines. And I'm going, do we really need these vaccines at this point? And yes, it's fine to get vaccinated, but if you're starting to charge an excessive amount on it, and not only that, trying to force the government into paying more for to administer these types of drugs, no, that's not a great thing. Again, we are being effectively forced. AI is happening as well, right? And with AI, everyone's going, oh, AI features, AI features. No, these are features that we've had a long time that we have been renaming AI. You know what I mean? Such as language interpretation. That wasn't labeled AI previously. It was just called translation applications, right? The retouching tools are now Magic Eraser, made by AI. These are retouching tools we've had for years. But yes, that's what's been happening in the industry right now. Okay, now that we've done the sound test, how do I think this sounds? It's nice. It's a lot more muted than most other boards. Honestly, I prefer a muted, clean sound to a board than having a loud thunk or clack to a board. For example, this. They're all muted. And if I pause and wait for the car to pass by, because I can hear that. As you can hear, it is solid, it is muted, but it's not too much. It's a solid sounding board. This is as loud as it gets. Because when I used these switches previously, it is a terribly loud switch. But in this board, which is highly muted, it keeps it at a decent volume without destroying how it sounds, right? Okay, let's go. Oh dear. This is gonna be one of those. Let me just pull it this way because I'm scraping the top of the board and I don't want to do it with this switch puller, especially since the board costs a lot more. And there is a ding on that top right hand corner, which I wish wasn't the case. Well, that's what I get for not taking care of my stuff and letting the cat in. Where's the cat? Is the cat over here? No, the cat's not over here. Yeah, and letting the cat in. No, I think that is because I've had issues with, no, the backspace is the Glorious Pandas already, so we don't have to swap that out. But no, continuing on that weird rant, I just think that people are just getting tired of being pushed over by a lot of the industries that have a lot of power to be able to do this, and they're starting to abuse that power, and they've been abusing that power for an excessively long time, which is why, as like you can see, for neither good nor evil can last forever. In other words, if you're having a good time and everything's going fine, eventually it'll run over and go to the other side. It's a cycle, and right now, because of social media, normally these cycles last about 80 to every 100 years. So 50, 80, 100. Normally those would be roughly the cycles of when these tides would change. For example, there was the movement in the 80s, and then suddenly evil came back in the 2000s, and then back to 2010s where it was like all global warming and whatnot. In other words, yeah, people will start fighting for their rights. Right now, I think the fight is on repairability of everyone's tech and the privacy features that come with it. The huge abuse of subscription models, because it works very well currently in on the field, but people are slowly getting tired of getting subscription after subscription. Everything used to be on a single platform, and when it was on a single platform, it was convenient. Now it's almost reversing back to when it was on the TV. When it was on TV, you had to have a subscription to channel A, B, C, D. But previously, TV was based off of antenna frequency, and no one could encrypt it. In other words, as long as you had a TV and an antenna, you would be able to receive the signal, and you don't have to decrypt anything, which means you can just have access to that type of content. These days, and then it moved on to having those quote-unquote TV set boxes, which means you are required to have encryption, or the broadcast itself was encrypted. Therefore, without the keys to the encryption or the TV box, you were not able to view the content. Now, it's come back around to what it is today, which is, again, Netflix. Netflix was, oh, here are all your TV shows, everything's on it, it's amazing, it's great. And then all of a sudden, everyone saw that and went, oh, maybe, just maybe, we should do that model, but on our own content instead of licensing it to someone and, you know, getting just a small part of the dividends for it. And I kid you not, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So the mod will be that, I guess. Alright. I need most of these. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do, because I need a good set of them, but I don't need all of them. I might just take the alphas. Should I just do the alphas? Because I know the spacebar can't be this. Actually, let's do all of this top row. We'll do the top row. This is already there. This was pipe. Was this pipe? Yes, this is pipe. So that's not quite as important. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take out most of this section. We're gonna keep this here. These are bad seed tactiles as well, with the arrow keys and the home cluster row on the right hand side. 65% has the smallest, but the most useful home cluster. In other words, it's just the delete page up and page down. And you wouldn't believe how useful those are. Okay, let's take these out. I think this will be a little easier. Okay, I don't want to scratch everything. Alt. Okay, I will admit, this plate. Oh right, I had a completely different key. Oh, I had a modified. This is the heavier switch with the Telios. Telios with heavy switches, which is I think 82 grams. 82 gram switch here, which is honestly, I'll take it. It feels better. All right, we'll do this. I think the enter is already the tactiles. Yes. Okay, we're gonna do everything here, and then we're gonna leave that aside. Boom. But we have to do this one by one, and the reason we have to do this one by one, despite it being a hot swap keyboard, is because I don't think these are. Oh my god! I feel like I'm breaking something. Look at this. Holy! I didn't solder these. These are just the. Don't tell me. Well, this is not fun. Uh-oh. Do I have to take this apart to be able to remove this? Because, if I remember correctly, yeah, the switches are up the top there. And they were relatively tight when I did put them in. But no, they're all hot swap. This one's just tighter than normal, I guess. Boom. Was I not hitting the... Oh, I understand. I wasn't hitting the latch. In other words, all of the keycaps, as you can see here. Let's put that there. Alright. Keycaps have this weird section up the top. It's a friction mount. It's a wedge that latches itself to the plate of the keyboard, which then allows you to make sure it is, how do I say it, attached to the plate, and it will help carry the board. And this is a plate mount. In other words, the switches themselves, these things, the switches, they are what carries the board from not touching the bottom of the actual keyboard. Now the PCB is going to be fine. In other words, I have to do this one by one because I have this in hot swap, and I do not want to have to take apart this keyboard because this keyboard is horrible to take apart. Not only that, when I had to put this together, the Iron 165, every offense to Ruin and Smith. I'm not gonna say no offense. Every offense. If this is how they, because I've seen this complaint amongst all of the iron keyboards, and the complaint, I kid you not, is literally just, why does it feel horrible to screw in? And it is horrible to screw in, and I can confirm that because I've done it on stream. You can check out the old VODs. However, that is most likely due to, and I kid you not, Ruin and Smith simply not tapping the threads. They expect you. Oh, why are you changing out the switches, Frank shoots? I'm changing out the switches because I want to take a picture of these. These are really lovely looking switches, as you can see. Oh, there. And that's why I am taking them out, so that I can take a photo of it. And I did take a photo of these previously, but the lighting was absolutely mismatched from one to the other, which means it wasn't as good as I want them to be personally, which means I am going to have to reshoot them. Right? But they were in this board, which is why I'm swapping them out. Ta-da! That is why. Sorry there if I totally miss you there, Frank Shoots. I was a little too busy being a little ranty on my own end. Okay. But what was I talking about? Jeez. I talk about one thing for half a second and all of a sudden I just don't remember anything. Neither good nor evil can last. But yes, we are moving to the whole right to repair kind of stance right now, where we're able to swap out parts. And I remember this weird piece of effectively propaganda. I've never changed out switches or done anything with keyboards really. I was curious because I was just trying to find a good gaming keyboard and knew nothing about switches. Well, in terms of switches and whatnot, gaming switches, right now the trend is for what they call HE or Hall effect switches, where you can tell if a button is pressed halfway or the full way or anything in between. And that's what they use for gaming these days, or at least in the competitive side. If you're just trying to find a good gaming keyboard, the regular brands such as ROG, Logitech, Glorious, I do have a bunch here, Razer, they have really good keyboards in terms of gaming. And even for Frank Shoots, I know you do a lot of editing. If you're using shortcuts, you can, in Logitech and Razer software, set it up so that instead of going to find the shortcuts, you can just put it into the key. Set up that shortcut on a specific key, and you can have it only access those shortcuts for that specific key when you're in the program, such as right now I'm trying to learn Affinity Photo or Adobe Photoshop for most other people that actually can afford to do those subscriptions. But I was also saying about this whole, you end up getting a Corsair. Corsair is pretty good. The reason I like Corsair boards is purely because of their lighting. Their lighting is so far, especially with the software, so far they are the best. I have not seen anyone beat Corsair in lighting. In terms of the ability for productivity, which I like personally, it falls kind of short, and that's the reason for that is because of this mouse. I only know that because of this mouse. This is a Corsair mouse. And this mouse, when I was trying out the software IQ with Corsair, it had all of the features except for per application or active application awareness, where if you have Photoshop up, you can have the buttons suddenly change into all of the shortcuts you would want for that specific application. It doesn't have that feature, but it has the feature to detect which game you're playing and change the lighting, which is weird. I'm sitting there going, weird. Active application awareness. It's a very underrated, or terribly underrated feature in a lot of the gaming sections. A lot of the work-focused mice seem to push that more as a feature that makes sense. Because imagine if your keyboard, every time you swap to an application, it will, instead of using the num row, it'll go into the shortcuts that you use for it. For example, if you use, I know with editing applications, it's Control, Shift, and then bracket. Here. So Control, which is this key, and then bracket, which is one of those, which is this key. Bracket. Control, Shift, bracket, which is on complete opposite ends of the keyboard, and it's a very awkward. Even if you did it on the right hand side, it would be Control, which would be this button, Shift, and then bracket, which is this. Like, who does this? Now imagine if every time you swap applications, you can just press what used to be the Q and W key, and then it will just trim it just like you would be pressing these 3 keys in that configuration. But every time you move to another application, it just disappears and it's back to QWERTY. You don't have to worry about it. It just will swap on its own. It does take up some setup on its own, but once you've set it up, it feels seamless. It's a really great feature. However, not a lot of people are aware of it, and not a lot of people swap between a lot of applications. For example, I'm streaming. It makes sense. I'm gaming sometimes. I move from editing software to a different software, into just Windows in general. If I move from, yeah, actually that's pretty ingenious. You don't need keyboard in a Photoshop. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the might as well use QWERTY keys. But yeah, no, you might as well use the keys, especially if you just want, okay, I want this tool which is Control W, let's say, for create a window or crop. Instead of going Control W, just press a button. It's much better. It's much better. And when you don't have to think about it anymore, because you thought about it previously once, it's great. I haven't really used Photoshop, which is unfortunate, but right now, I literally last week just downloaded, not last week, a couple days ago, downloaded Affinity Photo, and I do not know what I'm doing. With these applications, I have zero clue. And a lot of the times when I do actual photography streams, I rely on getting it as close as what I want it to be raw. If I can't get it close to what I want it to be raw, there's no real point, which is why I don't really use a lot of the photo applications. Oh my god, I literally just put in the same switch that I removed. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Also, you were looking at Affinity Photo earlier today? Oh, okay. Have you downloaded it or tried it out? Or is it terribly similar if you have? Because the reason I am looking at Affinity Photo was because it was on sale, and apparently their trial is now 6 months for free, which means I can use it for free for 6 months. And hopefully the sale is still at it. No, a friend was just telling you about it. Oh, okay. What have you heard about Affinity Photo? I'm curious, because I'm there. I will admit, mostly because it's free and I can try it out. Was curious how their luminosity masking works. Okay, I have to check that out. In other words, it just isolates a subject based off luminosity? Okay, that makes sense. Is there an equivalent feature in Adobe or no? Because I feel like there would be an equivalent feature in Adobe for something like that. Because Adobe has been there a long time, and I hear the reason people don't like Adobe is sometimes it crashes and it takes a while to render anything. Very useful landscape for landscape. Sorry. It is very useful for landscape photography. I see. There is in Adobe, but you actually use a third-party plugin for Photoshop to do it at all. Oh. So Affinity Photo, you were looking to see if Affinity Photo had plugins. I'm pretty sure because they're relatively new, and given the whole renaissance into, oh no, Adobe is doing bad things for the consumer that happened, what was that? Was it already 2 weeks ago? Where Adobe just kind of set itself on fire? Yeah. Like, goddamn. But yeah, no, ever since that, I've been more aware of other programs that you can use specifically for what's it called, for photo editing, and looking into getting into actual photo editing instead of going into their license agreement debacle. Yep. Oh jeez. Yeah, not a lot of people like that. Honestly, if it was separate, it's fun. No, I believe it's fun because I get a little bit of a kick when I make it a little bit better, or my shots just that little bit better in Microsoft, I continue not photo editor. Microsoft photo editor is what I use normally, and as much as that might be like, it crushes the photos. If I'm just posting it on social media, it's fine, honestly. But if that was for professional photos, no, I can't just rely on something like that. It makes no sense at all, right? So I would not be able to use it for that specific purpose, right? But yeah, I mean, what do you find fun in editing? For me, I find it get a kick, just making it a little bit better. And honestly, some of the things that I do in editing, 90% of it is looking and zooming into effectively what is dust particles and deleting them out of existence. Because I kid you not, I have an air filter there, an air filter on my desk right here, and I still get dust everywhere. I have 2 air filters, and it's still there. I'm going, why? Where is this dust coming from? I get it, I enter and exit my room constantly, but where is that going? Yeah, and hopefully, the industry as a whole should, if you're doing personal license and it's not for a lot of commercial work or high volume commercial work, I think it should just be either a monthly and whatnot for the licensing. You like transferring photos to match what the experience felt like when shooting a photo. Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense, man. Because even me, when I try to get or edit my photos, I try to make it as close as when I saw it in real life. When I took the shot, I want it to be as close to that as possible as well. But yeah, no, and you do landscape, so you're taking a huge hike, and then that payoff at the end where you just see this landscape roll out in front of you. I've done a couple hikes as well where I could, it was such a pain to go through, because one of the first hikes I did, because I don't really hike, I didn't really hike previously, I went to the Philippines, and my uncle literally just went, oh, we should go do a hike. And I'm like, all right, let's do a hike. And yeah, let's choose an easy hike or a medium hike. That way it's some sort of challenge, but it's relatively on the easy side. And they picked a spot that everyone said, oh, it's a relatively easy hike, and you probably could bring like people there and it won't be the worst thing. The sad part is we brought children. There were children of, I kid you not, their ages were under 10 years old, and we brought them on this hike where we had to climb a sheer cliff. We were all holding on for dear life as we were trying to pull ourselves up this cliff. And I'm sitting there going, they call this the easy one? This was the easy hike? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What happened? Like, why? Just why? So yeah, not the best experience. Oh. Don't ask about the difficult hike. Yet, honestly, sometimes the view, the landscape, is made 10 times better purely because of the hike. I kid you not. Every time I see a view after a hike, I go, damn. But if I just looked at the photos without the hike from someone else going there, I went, that's a cool view. That's nice. It's nice. It is, yeah. You earn that view. Exactly. That's what it feels like. And that's why I do a lot of stuff like this where I build my own keyboards. I didn't create the PCB or anything. I just put it together. Same with the computer, and same with a lot of these things that you can see in the back. I like the experience of testing them out, going through the journey of that in specific, which is why, I mean, in these types of hobbies, photography, keyboards, audio, mice, gaming, it's all about the experience. It's not about It's not about the end product, because you can say you finished the game, and a lot of people, I find that that's probably why cheating is rampant in video games. It's purely because, oh hey, I finished the game. It was so good. Never played the game in their life. Never actually played the game. Dark Souls is a prominent example of earning that achievement, knowing that you beat those things, those bosses, and going, I figured it out. It was skill, and not just I have the best weapon and then I finished it. It's just skill at that point. Okay, let me just 1, 2, 3, 4. We just need 4 more. Good. Come on. 1. And that flew away. But no, a lot of the times it's just earning it makes it 10 times better. I do love that. I do love that. Oh wait, what? Okay. This is getting a little finicky. There we go. Alright, 3 more. The reason why I'm removing them one at a time for these specific switches, because normally I would just take out all of the switches and then replace the switches with each other. However, because this is lifted by the switches themselves, or the PCB inside is lifted by the switches itself, and then this is mounted with the plate, so that's called plate mount, where there's two pieces of metal that squishes the plate, and the plate then is using a switch, aka these guys. Yeah, these guys. The switch, literally, as you can see, there's these little legs, and then you can, let me pull this up, those little legs go into those little holes and then hold it together. Normally it's soldered on. In other words, it's a solid connection with the plate and then the PCB underneath, so the insides, and that's what's making it float on top of the actual keyboard mount itself. So as you can see, this is nice thick keyboard. Like it's amazing. Yeah. Boom. I think this is what I did. Yeah, this is what I did a photo stream of last week. Honestly, I did not take a picture of it this way. Oh my god, that's a missed opportunity. Jesus. Might just do that for funsies next week, just to take one picture of it. But this is a lovely profile. And maybe this corner. Ooh, this corner would be great. Actually, not that corner. Me just trying to make compositions real quick. That! Oh my god. This is a photo. Oh my god, like, just take that section there. Yep. Boom. That would have been a great photo. That would have been a great photo. Probably do it next week. It's fine. It's fine. Ugh, why did I think about it now instead of last week? What cameras am I using for stream? Okay, the one you're looking at for the top-down view, this is my old phone, the LG V60. This camera, which is gonna be here. Boom. Here you go. This is the ZV-E10 connected via USB. And if you think this is like, oh my god, it is a full frame camera, it's great. No, it's not a full frame camera or anything. This is actually 720p. I mean, you might not know it. And I might be pushing this out into the internet as 1440p, but the base resolution is 720p. And then here's the second view. So here's the second view. This view is actually my S7 Plus tablet, which gives me, here you go, here's all the things in this weird view. So sometimes I use it for typing tests, that way you can see how I type and whatnot. And it just gives an alternate view compared to everything else. And these are connected via the IRIUN app, which allows you to turn your mobile phone into a webcam. Effectively, these are both connected wirelessly too. There are no wires to the computer. I don't know if this is available on Mac. IRIUN, it's a weird word to say. IRIUN webcam. It goes through wirelessly from, as long as you're on the same network. It doesn't go through the internet per se. It goes through your local network to find your PC and then send it back as a webcam. It fakes being a webcam. It's not really a webcam, but it fakes it really well. Okay. Alright. Okay, now we can put these keycaps back. We do have extras, but we'll set those aside. Okay. Yeah, you mean if it's sending video for the internet, it's a webcam, right? Oh. Well, yeah, it's not going through the internet. It's just going through your local network. In other words, if you are outside and not on your Wi-Fi and you're... Basically, if you're on the same Wi-Fi network as your computer, it'll work. But if you are outside on the internet, but not on the same Wi-Fi network as your computer, it won't work. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, publishing the video online. Eventually I will. Oh, you get network engineer, I get what you're saying. Okay, cool, because I was trying to figure out a way to make it digestible for everyone else watching, right? Yeah, I find that terribly often where I go, yeah, it's just TCP IP protocol, yada yada, blah blah blah. It's nothing special, and they're like, what? You know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, it's going through the outside network instead of the inside network. Yeah, it's going through the wide area network instead of the metropolitan area network, and it's going through LAN cables and virtual private network. All those things that you would learn in in comp sci courses. Can you imagine? Yeah, and I find that because I've done sales previously, and man, the amount of times where you would think, oh yeah, it's better internet because it has has equal or the same bandwidth, whether you're going what's it called, uploading or downloading photos, and they're like, oh, I don't use upload that much. Yes, but here's the thing, it reduces, and this is like not really true because, you know, sales, but you're reducing the amount of load for your entire network when your bandwidth upload and download is equal, which means you have more bandwidth. In other words, every time you have a video stream, you sound good and crisp, or at least yourself. Yeah, your life every day. I would imagine. Yeah, man. Network engineer. What does most internet is asynchronous? Yes, most internet is asynchronous, where it is I know, even for me, right, it's, let's say 1 gig download and then 15 megabit. Is it megabit? Yeah, it's like crazy. Some users want higher upload, like me. Yeah, same here. Honestly, when I had the chance to go from 15 megabit to and I kid you not, 50, all right, 50 megabit, I was like, oh my god, that's so much better. When you upload all the files to the cloud, yes, the cloud. You mean the network that pushes your all of your data into a specific server that happens to land somewhere? Yes. Yeah, no, even explaining cloud services to most people it's hard. There we go. Ooh. That doesn't sound that much different, I'll be honest. Do I have fiber internet? Much better than cable or copper, right? Unfortunately, the services that are being provided in my place, it's fiber to the node and copper to the homes, which means I get pseudo fiber, not real fiber. Yeah. Okay, what is FTTN? Fiber to the node. Okay, my brain was trying to rack it out. I was thinking FTTN, fiber to the, yes, fiber to the node. In other words, for those who don't know, right? Fiber to the node is basically where you get a fiber line, which is one of the fastest lines currently, or the technology for internet available, except it's only going to the main node that is for your specific sector of the city, and then copper to every house that is in that sector. In other words, it's fast up to that point and then slows down to comparatively a crawl to your house. However, it's still faster than copper to copper to copper, where there's a lot of issues. Yeah, it still improves us, but you really want fiber to the home. Yes, Yeah, fiber to the home, much better. I think because I live in a condo, there have been talks of allowing one of the companies to do fiber, and it's still in talks. And I'm sitting here going, oh my god, please, 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 just say yes. Everyone, please say yes. And they're like, oh, but the costs, you can make them pay for it because they want you to be there. They want that to happen. That way they're the best. And I think part of the breakdown in communication is like they want a good deal on not only them providing the network, but also have a good deal for whatever term that they have. It's the, you know, the whole politics of it all. FTTH, FTA. I find that using abbreviations, especially when trying to explain a lot of things to anyone, horrible. I've used abbreviations because I worked what is called CCTV, ACM, Access Control Management. It's crazy. When you try to explain something, and I remember looking at a lot of commands for access control and going, this makes no sense, until I looked at it on a programming perspective, where I told myself, okay, how can I make these two doors work together but not open at the same time? So when you scan a badge on door 1, it doesn't open door 2, and it was labeled, I kid you not, I kid you not, just to have the same set of rules but work independently from each other. It was called parallel asynchronous something. It was parallel asynchronous processing or something like that. And I went, who understands this? It makes sense when you think about it, kind of, oh, it's parallel asynchronous process. Okay, so it works in parallel. Okay, they have the same set of rules. Asynchronous means they can work independent of each other, processing when they process the request. I'm like sitting, okay, can we at least change the name on the front end that and leave it on the back end like that? I understand, because once you rename something on the back end, it breaks everything because there might be a command that uses that specific wording. Makes sense. But no, how about the front end has it named something that makes sense for the end user? But I was like, yo, this is no. Just no. Oh my god. Oh wow. That I just think no, not happening. But yes. Okay, let me swap to that one. These are the switches I want to take a photo. Look how pretty that looks. That looks lovely. Damn. It's effectively gems. This is why I want to take a photo of it again and get the lighting right. I want to get the lighting right, because when I took the photos of it, my lighting was all over the place, and fixing it in post took way too long, and I still could not get them to quite match in post. Which means if I took a little bit more time in the actual shoot, I probably would have had a better time in post-processing. Oh my god. All right. Okay, time to do another test. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, it's a little too. Wait. Oh right, I don't have it plugged in. I just realized. I unplugged it just to have it there. All right. Boom. There we go. Let's control. Yes, let's make it a little nicer to read. There we go. There we go. All right, English. Let us pause this here. Oh, and before we get, let's make a quick test here. So this is the Iron 165 keyboard. Do not look it up. It is it's not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it. Especially as a build. The Iron 165 looks great. Preferably if you are an experienced keyboard builder, you will know what to do with this specific keyboard, because as an inexperienced builder, I feel that you're gonna make so many mistakes. Do not buy this if you're not an experienced keyboard builder. Everything else that I have, or just modding, even modding your own current keyboard, is much easier than using this keyboard for that. Mostly because of the elements that they decided to do specifically for this keyboard. But this is the Iron 165 with the glorious Panda switches. It was previously the Bad Seed Tactiles, Lovely looking switches. And now, these are lubed. These are hand lubed by me. And also, I feel like I'm not quite level. All right. And the keycap set is Infinity Cabernet. These are the mods. Okay, I need to tune that one, but there you go, an escape key. The escape key always sounds weird. I don't understand why. That sounds completely different, just being in the corner. It always does. Okay, now we can actually test it out a little bit. Give me a sec. And if I'm just... It sounds a little scratchy. I like these because they don't have that scratch sound as much. There's a little bit of scratch. Yeah, when I'm typing on the Glorious Pandas, there's a little bit of scratch sound, but it's almost imperceptible when you're just using your hands to try to feel that scratchiness. It feels more like dust, like terribly fine powder on your hands, and you're just sliding across your hands more than anything. Okay. All right. Push this in. Boom. Now we can actually do this quote. I don't know if I want to talk about this quote, but we're gonna try this. Oh no, the apostrophes in quotes. No. Okay, here comes a drop in my words per minute. All right, let's go. Iron 165, Glorious Panda switches lubed, hand lubed by me on a previous stream, and Infinity Cabernet for the keycaps. You like how soft it sounds? Yes, this is a relatively speaking a muted keyboard. So it's relatively muted. In other words, it isn't as loud as you would put into it. For example, these keycaps, these switches, the Bad Seed Tactiles, they actually have a really loud sound signature. But because of how this board is constructed and made, it does have, what is it called? A muted sound signature, which makes all of the loud sounding keycaps softer. And because of that weird scratchiness that you would hear, there is some more softness. There's not a lot of detail. It doesn't sound sharp. This, on the other hand, earlier it sounded much sharper than these, but the sound signature or the sound is roughly within the same frequency. Okay. All right. Let's watch the replay. Okay, watch the replay. Let's zoom into that. Oh, too much. Oh, all right. There we go. All right. The source is from Ruby. Ruby is anime. Well, not really anime. It's a Western type of animation where it is of the anime aesthetic, which is from Japan. But the difference here, it was one of the first 3D animation that didn't look bad. And the reason for that, I believe, was one of the creators was Monty Ohm. Monty Ohm was famous for his fight choreography scenes where he took a lot of 3D models and made them fight in a small arena or large arena. It started with small arenas and making really good fighting animations, and then slowly but surely he was able to get to what is now called Ruby, RWBY, which is the initials of each of the protagonists in the animation or the story. Okay, and I don't even understand what this is from and where this is from. I don't even remember this being a quote from that specific show, and I've watched almost the entirety of the show. Unfortunately, Monty Ohm passed away, the studio got bought out, and then the studio closed down, and it was just, unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened to this IP. But if you want some really good fight scenes, just watch it until the fight scenes just start dropping off for you. And I think that was season 5 is when that happened. But Not that the animators didn't try to keep on the legacy of Monty Ohm. It was just that Monty Ohm was head and shoulders above the rest, and even in his grave, post work, he still beat them hands down. I was just, unfortunately, he's just that good. But let's talk about the quote a little bit. And it goes, I don't want to be the bee's knees. I don't want to be any kind of knees. I just want to be a normal girl with normal knees. Okay. This sounds like the character who happens to be an android that was created and doesn't know quotes like this, the bee's knees. In other words, you just sound cool or that you're cool. They just want to be a normal girl, aka it's basically you take Pinocchio, turn it into anime girl, and make it have battle prowess. So yes, it goes hard. Okay. Oh my god. So yeah, that would be pretty much how that would go. So yes, let's go with a more higher quote. And I know a lot of people just want to be normal, but I find that a lot of people think, oh my god, he's so quirky, he's so different, or she's so weird, she's so different. And everyone's different in their own way, because not everyone can consume the information that they consume, right? In that particular manner. Because if you're a child and all you keep doing is play with computers, you're gonna end up probably like me, or you can be absolutely fed up and jaded about it. As you can see with the massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 headphones in the 7 in the background, the IAM in my ear, the extra headphone I probably am gonna pull out right now. All of the things that I have. There are multiple keyboards in the background, so if I just go over here, there's one more over there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 keyboards right there. That's way too many keyboards. But let's go for another quote. It has only been an hour. It might be a short stream. Might do a photo. Definitely doing a photo stream next week, photographing these things. Hopefully we're actually gonna get to it. Gonna get there. It'll be great. Oh, and also I definitely do need to clean my lens, because there is a bit of dust in the inside lens of this 30mm macro lens. Yeah, 3.5 30mm macro Sony. This is for the APS-C sensor. It's not a great video lens because it has very slow autofocus, but it does autofocus and it doesn't hunt that much. Okay, let's do another. Okay, that's a little too big. There we go. All right. Boom. I think I've hit this quote previously, and we'll see how I fare this time. Hopefully I can hit 75 words per minute, where I want to be. All right. Let's go. Boom. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy crap. But damn, 74 words. Oh my god. I wanted 75. Which typing tool am I using for that? This is a website called Monkey Type. So it gives you your words per minute. It has this, and it has multiple what's it called? Themes, if you want to call it that. So yeah, it is Monkey Type. It just gets quotes off the internet and it runs off of that. And for example, this one is from, if I hit the watch replay button, where is it? Quote medium. Oh, there we go. a little bit better. No. The Night Diary. This is from The Night Diary for the source. And maybe there we go. That's a little bit better for the quote. Yeah, so that's the typing tool that I'm using. A lot of people use this just to improve their typing speed, where it would actually be... It's actually really nice. And honestly, a lot of the times, I just keep typing, and I just look at the quotes, and it's great. I just got one that had no punctuation at all. I hate it. Everybody. I swear to God. Oh my God. Yeah, it depends. I think if the more you use it, the larger it becomes and the more complex it gets. One of the funnier things I can show you in a bit. Got 105. I didn't ever type that fast. I kid you not. If you are in any field, yo, plastic bits. I kid you not. If you're in any field for typing that uses a lot of typing, you'll hit over 50 quite easily. Over 50 quite easily, and sometimes 75 and higher. The problem is, it turns out I'm just untalented in typing, and despite typing for years, I'm still at the 75, give or take. And sometimes, as you can see earlier, I wasn't even that fast. Yeah. Like, holy crap. How are you, plastic bits? We are using the Iron 165 right now, and I actually swapped them out. Swap out the Bad Seed Tactile. Oh, there goes the rest of the Bad Seed Tactiles. The Bad Seed Tactiles for, as you can see here, the Bad Seed Tactiles for the Glorious Pandas, because I do not have the Boba switches, which I'm this close to getting, because turns out I'm looking at all of my switches, all of them are silent tactiles. I don't actually have tactiles that aren't silent. Turns out I only have 2. It's like, I don't, why do I even, I call myself a keyboard enthusiast, and I'm sitting here going, oh, I only have 2. I don't even like linears. It's weird. I mean, I have the Cherry MX Browns, but at the same time, those, you can barely call those tactiles, because while there is a tactile bump, since I'm a really rough typist, or heavy-handed typist, or on that side, I barely feel the bump. If you're a light typist, you can definitely feel the bump, because I tried typing lightly with the Cherry MX Browns, and the bump is noticeable. But if you're a heavy typist, no, you will not. If you graze your keyboard, it's fine. Honestly, Speed Browns might be it. Speed Browns might be great. Oh my God. All right, let us go through the actual quote here. All right, let's make sure you guys are centered there. All right, quote goes, where's it from? Why does it not say? The Night Diary. Okay, quote is from The Night Diary. Let's push this a little bit better. There we go. All right, I don't ask many questions, so it would be fairer if he answered the few that I ask. I added a word there. The few I ask. He should be more appreciative. I could be like Emil and ask a question every 5 seconds, but he doesn't answer many of those either. Yeah. I remember a lot of the times where there are people who are relatively silent. I remember a classmate I had way back in the day. They were the most silent person. However, every time we would talk to this person, they would have peppered hair. And by peppered hair, I mean their hair quite literally is black and white. They barely talk. They didn't like talking to people. When they did talk, it would be to answer a question that needed answering because the teacher asked them. And you'd be like, oh, that's what his voice sounds like. But every time it happened, it would be, oh, that's what his voice sounds like. You know? It's almost like we would forget. It's almost as if they refuse to talk, right? And they would go, hey, let's not dox the person, right? Benjamin. Hey, Benjamin. Take a look at this. What do you think? And they go, They refuse to talk. They're just like, yeah. They don't even say anything. They just gesture and go. I don't know. I could be like Emil and ask a question every 5 seconds. Honestly, has anyone ever had that type of person go like, oh my god, what is this? What is that? What is this? If you would slow down for about 5 more seconds, I was in the middle of explaining that. That is about to happen. I know, who was it? I also had a classmate that was kind of like that, where they would ask these weird, pedantic questions that make absolutely no sense. And I would just laugh at it because it's funny. But at the same time, they're one of the few that actually understood the things, because when they had a question, even though it sounded stupid, it's just something that they didn't quite understand and they would like clarification. They weren't afraid to ask exactly why something worked. Meanwhile, the rest of the class didn't care. They were like, okay, we have the information here, blah, 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 blah. We'll just write it out. They wanted to understand things. And I think understanding things versus knowing things are two different subjects, right? If you understand that 2 plus 2 is equal 4 is different from knowing 2 plus 2 equals 4. If you understood 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, that means you know that 2 times 2 is equal to 2 plus 2. If you know what I mean. But all right, let's actually get into one more quote. Next test. All right, I don't even know what this is. This makes no sense to me, but all right. Let's go. This, and this is why I mentioned this earlier. This is why I want per application profile switching or awareness, because in almost every mouse that I've had, except for this one, there are a few gaming mice that don't have this as well, but this is one of the few that frustrates me, because I can't just copy each profile either. And I'm kind of stuck where this button for me normally is play pause. So if I press this, okay, see, it works now. But earlier I pressed it just a little bit ago. It didn't work. Because normally I would hold my hand, as you can see. It would rest right where this finger is, right? And because it is such a low profile, let me move up. It is such a low profile for those switches that it's easy to not press them, and I have to intentionally press down. So if I wanted for it to play, I would just go click, click, and we're good. If there was per profile switching, I wouldn't have to go away from this application first and then hit the pause. Because if I had to go here and click, that just makes no sense. For me, as much as I want to use this as a main, I can't use it. I love the UI of IQ software, but this mouse is only okay at best, and it only has 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. It doesn't even have left and right tilt. I don't like it for that reason. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it. And honestly, the plastics, I like the matte finish. The matte finish is one of its best points. The shape is okay. Honestly, I would rather have it taper inwards a little bit more. That way it's easier to lift. And this back hump could flare out just a little bit more so that it cups the thumb better. And then this right hand side, maybe flare it a little less. Or just keep this profile while reducing this left hand side. That would make more sense to me, because per profile, if I can just move from one thing to another, it would be great. Okay. Oh, let me show you the weird one. I'm gonna show you the weird thing. This one. And words. This is called English 450K. This is 450K words in English, which includes insolvencies, praxian, unpolarizable, amphigonic, sidecars, oh, that's fine, tightly, and pluky? Wait, pluky's a word? Is pluky a word? That doesn't sound like a word at this point. What the heck? What do you mean pluky's a word? Look at that! Look how crazy that is. If you want it to be a little more understandable, you can go down to 25K, lunacy, bemused. Clerestory. Clerestory? I don't even know what that is. Pigging. Java, okay. God, okay, gaudy. Cell. Seal? Cell? Patty. Like a patio? Or rice patty? Rink, ice rink. Armor. Okay, I don't know what that is. Parmesan, uppish. But if you go back into 450k, what is this word? Bulbomedullary. Bulbomedullary. Whatever. Contrastable. Okay, see, that's an understandable word. Contrastable. Where are you seeing that? Okay, they're right here. There's, for example, if I go into words, specifically, instead of quote, I hit English, and then it gives you this choice of English, 450k, and it gives you these crazy words like conjevoir, or baresthesias, or adjoinant, or corporality. Okay, that makes more sense. Upfiled or upfilled. If it gives you random words, you're like, oh, what is this? Okay. Alright. Let's actually go to words. Quote. Let's actually go with an actual quote. Because those words are just crazy. It just gives you... I don't even know where it comes from. It's weirdly some weird Latin stuff. Gonna try 450k? Have fun. Honestly, I have a lot of fun just looking at the words and going, I wonder what that was, but that was funny. Oh my god. I remember me and a friend were literally, I kid you not, we were just sitting there listing off these words going, I wonder what that means, and then searching it up on a web browser and going, oh. Who would have thought? That's all we did. We apparently did that for about 3 hours till my alarm went off, telling me to go to sleep. It was crazy. It was crazy. Okay. All right, let's do this quote. Let me just pause this. Did it pause? It did not. See, I pressed the button. It paused now. All right. Again, Iron 165. Right? Yeah, Iron 165 with the glorious panda switches looped, hand looped specifically, not pre-lubed from the factory, and these are the Infinity Cabernet keycaps on top. Why is the eye disappear on stream? I see. All right. Boom. Okay, 83. Let's go. We get the over 75 words per minute. That is awesome. That's why I want to try to keep up. The problem is when it gives you weird words, I just can't. I just couldn't do it. All right. The source for this seems to be sorry seems to be the hardest word. Damn. Only 66 words per minute on 50 words of 450k. Yes, because you're starting to think about the words now, right? You're not thinking about, oh, let me just type this word out. There's like, because a lot of the times when you're typing, you go like, and. You just go and. This is a internet quote. Like, it doesn't, you don't go Quote. No, but when you read a word, you go, But at least now you know where the letters are, so you just quickly like hit that. Which is why your words per minute drops the less you know the word. And not only that, you're actually actively reading. Your reading has slowed down to a crawl just because you're going vestibulary? What? Okay, let's zoom into this. Okay, this is from sorry seems to be the hardest word. It looks like this is going to be a song quote. And it's the quote goes, "It's a sad, sad situation, and it's getting more and more absurd. Why can't we talk it over? Something I can't remember why. It seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. the hardest word. It seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. Damn. Yeah, no, a lot of situations, a lot of the times, all you have to do is apologize. You don't actually have to do anything in particular. But, it doesn't mean it's not the right solution either. Because I've been in many situations where just pretending you're sorry. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I get it. I won't do it again. You just do it again. You have to be able to apologize and take that apology seriously, not just go, oh yes, I apologize, so it's fine now, right? That's not the point. The point of the apology is to say, yes, I have acknowledged that I have made a mistake and I will do something to fix it. That's what sorry is supposed to mean. But that doesn't mean you can't stand your ground and say, I believe in something else, not just this one thing that I'm trying to apologize for, right? Yeah, and sometimes that's a sad situation there where it's just a clash of beliefs and not even, oh, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. And sometimes that just means you have to agree to disagree. Okay, we'll do one more. Let's do one more. Okay. All right, we are going to do one. All right. This is the last quote. Okay. All right, this is going to be the last quote. Pause. Oh, it worked. It worked. Okay. All right. Again, Iron 165 with the glorious pandas that are lubed, hand-lubed by me with the Infinity Cabernet dark on top and the regulars in the middle. Keycaps, right. I was waiting for the word keycaps. That was what my brain was not telling me earlier. All right, let's start this. Why? Why does this keep happening to me? I keep hitting 74 words per minute. Oh my god. Even 75. God damn it. It's from Gilmore Girls. Okay. I don't know Gilmore Girls, but I do know that Gilmore Girls is a show. So, Gilmore Girls. This looks like one of those catty girl memes. Alright. Quote goes, the battle for soup versus salad is raging in the other room. Come quick and settle it, please, as I'm running out of French curse words that they won't understand. No, I don't understand this quote at all. There has to be some weird context. This is a quote that sounds like it's out of context. Without the context, this quote makes zero sense. However, that's why I also have a chat. Are you kidding? It's one of those things where I have a group chat that I'm in where once in a while people would just take quotes that are out of context and just push it there and then tag the person that labeled it. And anyone who wasn't there during that session of just hanging out, people would go, I don't know what led to that quote, but okay. Oh my god. Yes, source, Gilmore Girls. Yeah, the quote you would get is something like Friends. But like I said, this is out of context. The battle for soup versus salad is raging in the other room. What? And then it's followed up with, come quick and settle it, please, as I'm running out of French curse words that they won't understand. There's no context to this. This probably makes sense to someone who has watched Gilmore Girls, right? But to me, this makes no sense. This is why it's out of context. And to share my out of context a little bit, because I've had a little bit of out of context as well. Where is it? All right. So, out of context, oh my god. It literally says here, out of context, seeing a fart is not possible. It probably made sense when they were talking about it. But since I wasn't there, this quote in my personal group chat of my me and my personal friends, they're just going, seeing a fart is not possible, and they just end the quote there. No context, nothing. Can if you have a thermal sensor. Yes, the difference in the temperature of the air, you would 100% see it. Oh my god. There's another one here. And apparently this is from me. This is from me. Okay? I said this and I don't remember. The shots continues until I can't shoot no more. What? This is a horrible thing to say at a school. That's it. Like, what? Why? Why is this so out of context? Things not to say. Yeah, basically, it's things not to say in public that you have actually said in public that in context, it makes sense. But with no context, 0 sense. One more. Again from me. That way I'm not hitting anyone else here. I know it's Pride Month, but straight is good. This is from last month. I don't even know when I said this. I don't... It's clipped out of context. That's it. This is the equivalent of going into YouTube and watching out of context streamers. Like, imagine streamers just saying, "God damn it, this is why monkeys are bad," and then it just ends the clip there, and you're like, I don't... Where did the monkey come into play? He wasn't even playing with monkeys. What just happened? Oh, that's why I thought of monkeys, because there's a monkey emote Frank shoots. That's why I thought of monkeys. I don't know. That wasn't a real quote or anything. I just made that up on the spot. Okay. Alright. Anyways, it has been about an hour and a half, which is weirdly enough a shorter stream than I thought it would be. Maybe because I just did 1 or 2 quotes at the start of the stream. But that should be it for today. And next week Monday will be a photo stream. So I'll be shooting the Bad Seed Tactiles and trying to make them look absolutely lovely, as you can see here. So there has to be a different way to showcase this and make them just... I'm thinking maybe if I can get a nice macro shot of this basket and just have one just floating above it. That would be cool. That would be cool, right? That is a shot. Just cropped in. Yeah. I have a few ideas, but that's for next week. Tomorrow, it's going to be a Mario Kart stream, roughly the same times, from 7:45 to 8:15 is my rough start time. And then on Wednesday, it'll be the Hue stream. I think the Hue stream is on its last legs because I'm about to finish the game. And then after that, we're going to go with an action game instead. Okay. But that is the general gist of this week. And next week, again, photo stream, the usual Mario Kart, and then whatever action game comes after Hue. Alright. Anyways, let me see if there is anyone in the keyboard space that is around. Just so that people can look at keyboards and we'll say hi. No? No one that I'm following, unfortunately. So let's remove the following. And we are going to filter by tag keyboard. Sure, builder. Any keyboard builders? No keyboard builders. So unfortunately, looks like we're gonna have to end it there and leave it as is. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Make sure to have a nice one. Bye.